Hi babe, welcome. My name is Chinyere. Welcome to Tea Uncut. So, I was going through TikTok and I saw this video where someone asked, what is your plan B if no one marries you? And it just made me remember when I was going through that phase in my life, like when it was beginning to dawn on me that there's a possibility that I will never, let's just even say, get married. Like, and then I went through this process that later made me be at peace with it, and it doesn't scare me at all any longer. And this video is basically going to go through those processes, because I know one of the things that tend to happen when we act out of this fear is to take decisions out of desperation, and it always ends up badly. So I am going to go through like things you should think about. This video is not for people that are still in the God forbid stage. These are people that still believe, like they have, like you're trying your best to put yourself out there, and you're going on dates, you're meeting people, and the more you're meeting people, it's beginning to look like this single life is even easier. Like you're trying so hard, and what you're seeing is like, oh god, are you sure? No, wow, it's beginning to look like I'll always be single. It's looking as if like no, it's almost looking as if no hope. Like you're trying and it's just not it's not happening. So for right now, these points are going to help you. Don't put your life on hold, don't be anxious. So let's go through all these tips for people that can relate and just want to, still live their best lives. So we're going to go through these points. These are the things you should dwell on, think about, have in mind, so that you're going to be at peace. First of all, the very first one is you let yourself feel the feeling. Allow yourself to feel the sadness, to feel the loneliness, to feel the panic that comes with the thought of, wow, I might actually remain single for the rest of my life, because I am trying and it is not making sense. And it is like being single is beginning to look more and more less stressful, easier, more peaceful, so attractive. God, it's possible. But what about all these other things I would want as in a partner, in a family? Let yourself feel that fear, right? And then envision your life after that. Get over that fear and envision your life after that. Fine, if this happens, what am I going to do? How am I still going to live my best life? That is what we are talking, that is what we are going to talk about now. So babe, let yourself cry, let yourself be scared, let yourself feel it. When you are done, let us move. Next, every situation has its pros and cons. Being single has its advantages and disadvantages. Being married has its pros and cons. Now, the cons of being married is most likely the pros of being single. So let's talk about some of those pros of being married. Why do some people get married? Like some reasons, some major reasons why people get married. First of all is to be able to procreate, have a family, companionship, have kids, whatever that is. This is time you have to think about it. If it is not going to happen for me this way, okay, let's examine it. Even if you get married, you still have to like think about how that situation is going to be. If you're going to have a kid or kids, if you're going to get pregnant, or if you don't want to ever get pregnant, if you're going to like try once and get multiple kids at once, and how many times you're going to go, all those thoughts. So now, as a single pro, imagine and think about it. Have you ever wanted kids or a kid? Or have you ever not really cared, or you definitely don't want kids? If you're a lady, have you always like envisioned yourself carrying a pregnancy, like you really want to carry your own child? If you really want to carry your child, you have to consider your age. This is for scientific reasons. Forget all those blah blah. See, this is important so that you can know time if you have to freeze your egg, if you have to just explore other options. Do you want a kid but you don't want to get pregnant? Should you be thinking of adopting? Should you be thinking of actually getting pregnant? Maybe even right now, because if that is the decision you decide to take, babe, it is still going to be a journey on its own, like getting a partner for that, and it is still going to be a journey. So just have a plan in place. that's just what I am saying. Think about it and have a plan in place, and say, okay, maybe in 2 years time, if this situation continues, I'm going to get pregnant and have my own baby. I should be able to afford it. Or okay, if it doesn't happen in 2 years time, since I'm getting close to this age, or okay, I'm going to just start asking around for where I can freeze my egg and how much it cost me. Like, just know what your options are, and you know, it's going to give you rest of mind knowing that you have a plan in place for that. That is one. Another reason is conji, libido, sexual intimacy, like things like that. If you're someone that have always kept some experiences, you've kept some enjoyment for exploring for when you get married, or you're someone that has always been shy, you don't want to spoil finish and remain some for your husband, this is the time to open the bucket and just explore, 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 explore. Go to TikTok and see this, see trending videos of girls talking about the rose. That rose is that rose, that rose, that rose, that rose is doing what she's supposed to do. You have to look into the possibility of just explore your sexuality, since you're going to be the first person and maybe the only main person that will have to satisfy your needs sexually. Babe, it is time for you to do the work that you need to do there. If you need to read about or study about different ways to satisfy yourself, different sexual activities people explore, like sensual classes or whatever it is, find different ways to satisfy yourself. If you're someone that have not tried toys before, explore all those things that have always been like, I'm too much, like, babe, whatever you are leaving in the bucket, start pulling them out and just try to be the best that you can be for your, you know, do your best for her or him or them. So explore that, explore your sexuality. You cannot be reckless like somebody that, like when you're in your early 20s and you're just, this exploring is like a different type of matured exploring. You're making lifelong plans. I'm gonna have unprotected activities. That's not what I mean. Like, find lasting so like, just explore more when it comes to your sexuality and satisfying yourself. That is what I mean. Okay, something else, another pro of being single that is a con is that you will not have the liberty to be completely selfish with your time, with your, let's just say with yourself. And when you're single, you can just pick up and do whatever you want to do without needing to check in with anyone. Please make sure you are enjoying those things to the fullest if you're not enjoying them from here. So if you've always wanted to travel, now that you do not have a baby tying you down in the house, you don't have a partner that you have to make, like, plan your schedule around his or her schedule, please, oh my god, please, please don't waste this time. Do not waste this time in case you let her get a committed partner tomorrow and a family, and then you'll be regret. If you know whatever it is you're going to think back and miss, please get to it. So you have the freedom to splurge on yourself, since you're not using your finance to take care of a child, to take care of a family. Splurge on yourself. You have freedom with your time. You have more time, which is not what you're going to have when you start raising a family or when you're in a committed relationship. Make sure you're enjoying that time. Learn a new hobby. Go learn how to do one thing you've always wanted to learn. Maybe register for a dance class, or register for those sexual classes that they will teach you how to twerk and how to wind your waist and how to do some funny things. Do it for not for the fun of it alone. It's going to help with your self-confidence. It's going to help with making you feel more grounded and rounded and complete. You understand? Date yourself. You know, when date night is now a luxury, no, date night is not a luxury for you. As far as you can afford to take your time, you can afford the time, then date yourself. Something else that I would advice that you do is to make your relationships solid with people that really care about you, because there will be times that you need them and they need you. As human beings, we would want to like give love and receive love. You have to make sure that you still have an avenue for that, to be able to express love and also to be able to fill your love tank, you know, all those good things. So make sure it is a priority to you to make sure that your friendships and your loved ones, like your connection, is like solid. Something else I would advise you do is to work on your self-esteem. Work on building yourself emotionally, financially, even spiritually, even physically. Living alone sometimes can be scary. Make yourself strong in case you need to fight off somebody one day. And emotionally too, it's going to be difficult because you are going against the norm of the society, and if you're going against the norm of the society, you're going to experience more resistance. Life is generally easier for married women. Like in many societies, married women are respected and treated in a different way than how single, I shouldn't just be saying women and men too, because this same thing applies to them, even if there might be little differences, right? So you have to make sure you build and complete yourself, because you are supposed to be self-sufficient. You will be all, I mean, you are all you have. Like, you are the number one. You don't have a partner to go home and cry to at night, right? You have to build yourself to the extent that, first of all, you are sufficient, and then you can have spaces for other type of support, right? So make sure emotionally you are strong. This, see, and that COVID time was what really made it more obvious that we need to, like, when it gets down, like when it gets really serious, everybody's going to go in and be with their loved ones, and if you happen to be alone at that time, you have to make sure that you will be okay. So build yourself against times like that when you'll be lonely. Let's just make sure you will be self-sufficient for yourself. That is what my point is. Next thing I would advise is that you have to learn how to ask for help. Be open to receiving help, and just be thankful for the help. Don't start stressing yourself. See, even if I don't have a man in the house, if I have things in the house that needs the attention of a man, I am not going to try to do it all by myself. Because I am single, I am still going to ask for help, and when I get the help, I'll just say thank you, right? Ask, please, please. Don't take on the role of a man and of a woman because you don't have a significant other. Even if you're a man and you have this activity that really needs, and you need the help of a woman, you have other women in your life. You can ask your sister for help, you can ask your female friends for help, you can ask your neighbor for help, you can ask anybody for help. Learn to ask for help and just say thank you. Don't do things that will make you sad and cry by yourself. Next, I am going to say is that you should be realistic. Be realistic with your expectations. Again, from COVID showed us that when it gets serious, everybody goes into their loved ones. Goes in, like when it gets serious, everybody knows their place. So there are going to be situations when you're not going to have your loved ones as long as you will want to have them, or have their support as much as you will have to have. There will be time when you will need someone, and because you don't have your significant other, the other people in your life will not be able to fill that space completely. So you have to be realistic with your expectations. Let's say you're single and your friends have young kids, and you want a vacation to be 10 days, they can only afford 3 days, and you're sad and angry and mad. No, you have to be realistic in your expectations to understand that. Just be realistic in your expectations. Think about it beforehand so that it's not going to be catching you unaware, so that you can still live your best life. So I hope these tips help and you can continue living your best life. Okay.